Uh, Hi, my name is Caesar Hernandez, and I am I'm a home builder. I live in Houston. I've been here three, going on 3.5 years, going on four. Uh, I've been battling this this very intense war that was unwanted. Um, Now, slowly, I've been able to put the pieces of the puzzle together because it's just coming to me and becoming obvious of who the players are in this sick scheme to destroy me, my business, my reputation. Now, this video is intended for the grand jury to view because, you know, I don't have any thoughts of suicide right now. Not a single thought of suicide. And I am standing up for my rights. I am not letting these people push me as they have tried. I I have done nothing to deserve this kind of treatment. I may have come up, you know, I may have run into some information that wasn't really pleasing to some of the people that are, you know, doing this. But, you know, it's out in the web. It's out in the web. Now, they leave it out there on purpose to see who's interested in these kind of subjects, or, you know, because they could control it better if they wanted to. You know, I'm a curious guy. I like to I like I I like to study a lot of things. You know, I'm a very curious person, um, and you know, about about a year ago, less than a year ago, I started, you know, I wanted to make my life better. I wanted to really dig dig deeper into finding out who this person really was, so that I could help myself become a better person, and therefore, you know, being a better person in the community. Now that led to a big manifesto of so much information. Oh my gosh. I went from studying, oh man, all kinds of laws, the law of the land, the law of the sea, commercial laws, UCCs, oh my gosh, everything. And then finance, you know, I was figuring out how crazy our system is. You know, you can run the numbers. Just go online, look at the Federal Reserve, you know, page. I'm not asking for anybody to do it, but I can do it because, you know, I have the capacity. You know, I like math. I like numbers. I was running some numbers, some quick numbers. You know, the velocity of money and how much money there is out there, and then how much money there should be per, you know, the what is estimated, and how much coins and dollars there is. My gosh, that's so off. Anyways, that's none of my business because finance and money is not my thing. I'm a real estate guy. You know, I'm a real estate guy because I love real estate. I love buildings. I love design. I love architecture. I love engineering. Um, and you know, I went to school for 8 years. I worked really hard to go through school to get my. I have 2 engineering degrees and an architecture degree. And you know, it took me 8 years, close to 8 years. I worked really hard. And when I finished, I kind of had doubts that it wasn't such a good idea, because I got into a company where I was, designing and building bridges, high-rise buildings, whatever. Ultimately, what I wanted to do is what I'm doing now, which is what I've wanted to do since a decade ago, more than a decade ago. Now, I started my business here in Houston. I started my business. I bought my first property. I started buying properties. I bought my first property in 2014, early December. It was a good property. Made some good money on it. And now that I'm thinking, oh my God, yeah, two people could be involved. I bought my first property, and I cashed in. It wasn't not legal, but I didn't know. I'm new in this, and of course I get sued by the title company, which ends up taking the lawsuit back, because ultimately the lender was at fault, because I gave all the information to the lender they asked. I didn't keep nothing. I didn't lie about nothing. I don't lie about nothing. I do my best to be as to be honest, really, because lying and cheating will only dig you holes. And the more you do it, the deeper they get. Anyways, I did very well. It was tough, but I've done well for the time I've been in business. It hasn't been easy. It has not been easy. I got stuck when I had 3 properties. They were each valued at $500,000. I got stuck in a position that I had no clue what I was going to do. I wasn't mature as a business guy. I had worked in corporate for 6 years. I had managed big groups of people, but I had never really been in a situation where it's my money and I'm the one that's responsible for paying all the bills out of my pocket. It was tough. Gosh, I've never felt so much pressure in my life, and that pressure was the worst. I wouldn't desire that upon anyone. It was the worst year of my life. And, I would go days without sleeping, crying myself to sleep, and having to drink a bottle of tequila just to be able to grab, a few hours of sleep, because I wasn't mature. I jumped into the business thing off the cliff, and I didn't have wings. So I started, trying to fly as best as I could, and I was falling face down. And you know what? I didn't have wings, but I knew that I didn't give up. I knew that I had persistence in me, and the last thing I was going to do is give up. I continue forward, move forward. I found ways. I found methods that ended up working for me. And they're legitimate ways. And these ways, they're beautiful. They're not that difficult, and I figured them out on my own. And I was able to move my business into a stable situation. And it went from 1.5 million to 6 million within that year, because of the new method I had learned. Anyways, it's been difficult. The last 8 months have not been the greatest. They haven't been the greatest because I've had people that are angry at me, jealous of me, and some just don't like me. Now, I I don't do any harm to people. My last intention is to harm anyone. I don't do that. I don't like to focus on negative things. You know, I've been robbed by a lot of people, contractors, friends. I've been robbed by a lot of people. Do I go after and sue them? Do I go knock at their door and say, "Where's my money?" No. You know what? That just takes too much energy. And you know what? It's negative energy. I can't do that. I've got a business, a real business that I'm running, that I built with my own hands, and that I'm continuing to build up, to focus on. That's things I want to be focused on. The positive things, the things that are coming from my business, the bigger things that are coming from my business. But, you know, in this case, they're taking this away from me. They're taking my business from me. And they're all working together. Now, you know, it saddens me to think that the people I would go for help are actually part of the team that's actually taking this from me. And it just saddens me that that is the case, you know? Because we live in a country where the law says that one is innocent until proven guilty. Now, if I've done a wrong and I deserve what I'm getting, where is the sentence? Where is my court? Where is my judicial process? Where are my rights? They're non-existent. These people have taken the law into their own hands and have sabotaged my business. It's to the point where it's sad. It's very sad. Because it's very sad because I worked really hard to get to where I am today. I didn't grow the way I did. I wasn't successful the way I was because I cheated the system or I frauded the system. I made mistakes. I made mistakes, and I realized that they were mistakes that I didn't need to make, and I regret. You know, I inflated an insurance claim, my first insurance claim ever. I inflated it a little bit, you know, but the people that are trying to destroy me are using that little piece and amplifying it to bring me down. They've tried to set me up with insurance fraud here in my own house. I work from home. Now, these people are one part of the entire, army that's coming after me for some reason. I really don't understand what I've done to anyone other than, I don't know, really. So, the grand jury shall be the deciders of this, because this is going to go to jury. And I want this day to be recorded because, this is still happening today. I've got a hotel across my house that's full of people that are there just to destroy me. It sounds weird, it sounds kind of loony, but it's the truth. It is the truth.